back to Whisky Whims with me, Stuart. Today we're going to look at some bottles that I've recently purchased, and by recently I actually mean all the bottles that I've purchased this year. Don't worry, it's not going to be a long video because I've only purchased 5 this year, and I say only as if 5 is too little a number to be buying, but it's a lot less or fewer bottles than what I've purchased in previous years. And I have definitely curbed my spending. It'd be interesting to see if others are the same or if their spending has pretty much remained constant. I know within my group, my kind of closer circle of whisky friends, or friends in general, they're not just whisky friends, but our group, I think a lot of us have stopped spending as much, but there are some that are just still continuing with their ways, their habits. So yeah, I'm going to start off with, I'll start in chronological order and go what I bought first to what I bought last. So the first one is interesting. It's a 75cl and it's the Scottish Prince 19-year-old. I got this off Scotch Whisky Auction for £60. The lid, I don't know if that'll focus, if it'll try to focus on that on my face, but it's rusty, and I don't know if you can see it, but it actually doesn't sit on top of the tube, which isn't an issue obviously. I'm not sure how the corkage is going to be. It looks from the bottle, and once again I don't know if this is because it's green, but it looks a horrendous colour. But I think it's just because it's a green glass. But yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see how that cork's held up. It looks almost like a bit of, not mould, but there is something, or something has been, yeah, there's definitely mould in there. Mildew or something. This is obviously sat in a damp place, someone's loft or someone's garage. So hopefully the cork's okay. I mean, the whiskey should be fine. 19-year-old, 43% ABV. What do I know about this whiskey? Nothing. The reason I bought it is because it's an older blend from the 80s. And it's just, yeah, I've been kind of wanting to try older type blends, and £60 for a 19-year-old, I don't think I can go too wrong. I mean, whiskey was different back then, but but it can't be that bad, can it, really? We'll see how it goes. It's got a little card on the inside as well. The classic collection from Forbes, Ross and Co Limited. I'm not even sure if they're still going. But yeah, that's the first bottle I bought. This was January. I'm actually somewhat tempted to crack it now, but I just know it'll be a nightmare if I do crack it and I have to get a corkscrew to get the cork out, and that'll just be stupid on camera. So I'll just continue with this lag that I've got in the glass from my previous review, which I reviewed last week. So yeah, that was the first one. A very dusty, old, and interesting blend. So yeah, that was the first bottle I bought. The second is this Thompson Bros, and yeah, I'm a sucker for the labels, and I'm a sucker for Thompson Bros because they do produce good whiskey. I'm a sucker for KMG. Yeah, I didn't intentionally wear this hoodie for the review, or did I? But yeah, I love our stuff, love our artwork, and basically got into that through Thompson Bros, so that was pretty cool. I've got one of our pictures that was hanging on the wall until we redecorated, and then it's not been put back up. But anyhow, enough on that. This is a Tullibardine, I don't know how you say it. Some people say Tullibardine, but I think that's just a bit pretentious. Tullibardine, this was around the same price, £60, 10-year-old, and the label is just sick. It's Tullibardine shares an industrial estate, I'm sure it's called Blackford. It shares the industrial estate with Highland Spring Water, who are Scottish bottled water producers, and their old bottles used to look like this. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool, and that struck a chord with me, and straight away I had to buy a bottle. So I got this from Aberdeen Whisky Shop, and they also put a little Springbank local barley 8-year-old sample in there, which was pretty cool of them to do that, so I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to this. I've got quite a few Tullibardine now, just stocking up. I've enjoyed independently bottled stuff from Tullibardine, or not from Tullibardine, but Tullibardine independent bottled whiskey, but I've also enjoyed a lot of their core stuff. I kind of started my journey somewhat off with Tullabarden supermarket whiskies, and I still rate them. Like the 500 sherry's not bad, the 228, probably gone on about them before. I also recently had the 15, killed that, I thought that was superb. So yeah, I can't fault what I've had from Tullabarden, and I've got a few independent bottles just sitting in the cupboard waiting for me from Tullabarden. So yeah, looking forward to this one. The next one, stupidly, and I say stupidly because it was just FOMO, and just because I managed to, like, I don't know, I just managed to get it, so I done it. So it's this Berry Bros Daft Mill, and the reason I say it's kind of stupid is because at the time I just could not justify spending £165 on a bottle of whiskey, and I shouldn't have, but I did. Because I'm a dick. 59.7% ABV, and it's a sherry one. I don't know if it says Oloroso. It just says first fill Oloroso sherry, but so it's. I think I had the Oloroso, a previous Oloroso, and it was good. It was tasty, but just not what I wanted from Daft Mill. I quite enjoyed Daft Mill and bourbon, but yeah, for some reason I just you know. You know what it's like. So yeah, this one I've got a backlog of Daft Mill to get through as well. I recently opened the Daft Mill 15 5 strength, so I'm starting to keep a space on my shelf for Daft Mill, so that once one runs out, I just bring a new one down and pop that, so that it's sitting there. But yeah, silently or quietly reserved, is that the right word? I'm I'm quite anxious about this. Maybe anxious isn't the right word, because I'm sure it'll still be good, but it might not be £165 good. But you know, I'm a stupid idiot. The next whiskies, I have luckily tried them both, and both were absolute bangers. So that makes up for the Tullabarden, the Daft Mill. So the next two I bought on the same day. It's that's wrong. Anyway, I've brought the wrong bottle down. This one is Glenallachie 9-year-old, but it should actually be the Altmore 18-year-old from the recent Cadenheads run. I don't know how I've managed to pick the wrong bottle up. They look the same. The white one was pretty easy to identify, but this one, I've got my contacts in and everything, it was just dark. I don't know. Anyway, it's an 18-year-old Altmore. And I tried that at the Cadenheads tasting in Falkirk, and it was fantastic. Jason Whiskey Rover gave it a 9 out of 10, which is very high from him. And yeah, I think it lived up to it. I'd say 9 out of 10, still pretty high. I don't know if I would go that high, maybe 8, but I mean, what's the semantics of this really? At 1 point, but it's good. It's just a traditional old malt. And this next one is this Kilkerran 5-year-old. It was just, everything you want from a young sherried Kilkerran. Just 61.4% ABV. Oloroso, just honestly, I'm pretty sure it was second fill. I did ask at the time. I'm sure it was second fill. I could be wrong, but it was fantastic. So £85 for the Altmore. Is it Altmore? I keep getting mixed up with Altmore and Ardmore. No, it's definitely Altmore. My stupid brain's not working. So Altmore 18 and the Kilkerran 5-year-old. So the Altmore was £85 and the Kilkerran was £60. Yeah. So yeah, that's that is my rambling. Hopefully a worthwhile video, but that's what I bought recently, and that's all I bought this year. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. I've been Stuart. This has been Whiskey Whims. I'll see you later.